It's Ashley! Hello everybody, my name is Sniping It's Fun, and I welcome you all back to the next character number 56 on this Newcomer Ideas series of videos. Talking about various newcomer ideas for the upcoming Smash Bros. Game Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I'm finally on character number 56, and as I mentioned in the last video with Anna, we are jumping back into the world of WarioWare. I've already talked about Mona about 25 some odd characters ago. I might as well talk about the other major lead female character in that series, Ashley, and her chances and why she in the same three categories as always. Why does it actually make sense for Smash Brothers, moveset ideas, and percentage chance I could see her getting in. So without further ado, and not wanting to make this video take forever, let me talk about why I think character number 56 on my list of character ideas, this series, Ashley from WarioWare, makes sense to be in Smash Brothers, and moveset ideas can come up for, and so on and so forth. So why does Ashley make sense to get in? Well, I'm going to say the same category. I think I put in for Mona, and even if I didn't put it in Mona's video, this will apply back on Mona as well as her. The WarioWare series is getting pretty freaking popular and pretty freaking heavily utilized by Nintendo, and it has been since its inception on the Game Boy Advance and GameCube. So if we were to get a secondary Wario character, which I think we really should, a WarioWare rep is probably more likely than the Wario Land rep. Sorry, Captain Syrup. Until we get a new Wario Land game, I don't think Captain Syrup's chances are all that likely. But WarioWare continues to be used. WarioWare is a heavily utilized popular franchise from Nintendo as spin-off of the Mario franchise, giving Wario his own main series, outside of Wario Land. And it's become important enough to them and heavily utilized from them. It deserves a secondary rep. And if I didn't mention that in the Mona video, here we go. Click back, find out where I put in Mona. There we go. So it applies to her as well. But WarioWare does deserve a secondary rep. So it could be Mona, it could be Ashley, whatever, but it has become important and popular enough to them to be a franchise from them that deserves at least a secondary character in Smash Brothers. She was an assist trophy, which like I said multiple times, I don't think that dictates who gets in, who doesn't get in, whatever that, and so on and so forth. And people have tried to make that a reason. Oh, they put Lil Mac in because he was an assist trophy. It was basically because they brought... No, it wasn't. It was basically because they brought back Punch-Out on the Nintendo Wii. The series got revived back on the Nintendo Wii like 10 years ago. 9 years ago in 2009. I think it was like 2009, 10. Yeah, 2009. On the Nintendo Wii. He was brought back, and it was an iconic, long-standing, historical Nintendo franchise, Punch-Out, and being brought back and being relevant enough at the time kind of helped Lil Mac get into Smash Bros. 4 on the the Wii U and 3DS. So I don't think assist trophy status helps directly, but I think it gives a small nudge to some characters too. I think, and Ashley's one of them. She's one of the more popular characters from WarioWare, which is another reason I think she has a chance. She makes sense. She's one of the most popular characters in the franchise that's not named Wario. And I have also mentioned that popularity isn't really a dictating fashion, in my opinion, for getting into Smash Bros. I don't value popularity and demand over relevancy, recency, push from the company. But even then, Nintendo does that too. They push her just as much as like the other WarioWare characters, and she has popularity. But popularity matters. People probably would put in the comments, no, popularity matters. I'm not saying popularity doesn't matter. I just value it less because I think it's to value something off how popular and demanded they are is kind of irrelevant, because it's like a lot of things are popular and demanded for this, regardless of the Smash ballot or whatever the heck else, like to just go off popularity is like you're just picking characters that really everyone wants instead of like characters that really are utilized. And sometimes it's both, and I'm not trying to dictate that we should have characters that no one wants, but you have to find a nice balance of it. And also, popularity hasn't really dictated too many characters in Smash Bros. I don't think it really hasn't, besides like the Smash ballot and some stuff, and like DLC type stuff, and like maybe a character here and there. Like Ridley is a popularity character, but at the same time, he is also a character that's relevant to Metroid, has been since its inception, and has been the remake of the Return of Samus on the 3DS, and it's going to likely be in Prime 4. He is relevant. Like, they seem to go a lot for, and Sakurai seems to go a lot for characters that are super relevant and super pushed by Nintendo. Characters they could advertise, characters they could market, characters that had a game recently, characters that are historical. Besides retro choices and usually some impact on third-party characters, he seems to kind of go in that route. Popularity impacts some characters, and it might impact certain characters more so than others, but I never value it that much because it doesn't seem like it really is all that important compared to like recency, relevancy, and push from Nintendo or push from third parties on Nintendo. So I'm not trying to say it doesn't matter, but I just value it less because it feels like it is valued less. Because if it was just popularity, you'd just be hodgepodging characters from N64 and GameCube and PS2 and Super Nintendo and like PS4s and all that stuff and third-party characters that are just popular and everything. Oh, put in Master Chief, he's popular. And this is what I'm saying. I value popularity, and it makes sense for her, and I guess got sidetracked for 2 minutes, I'm sorry. But she is popular, and I think that can help her get in. She's an assist trophy. She's a... WarioWare does popular enough to get a secondary character. She's one of the most heavily pushed characters in WarioWare outside of like Wario himself and Mona, VCat Anna somewhat, and Jimmy T, Cricket, a few side characters here and there, so there's that. And this is probably not a very good reason, but I think it'd be an interesting reason nonetheless. She's a counterbalance to Wario. She's not as wacky as he is. He's like the super wacky, farting, Wario man, motorcycle riding, weird guy. She's just a little witch girl that does magic and kind of almost sucks at it because she wants to do demonic evil things and it all turns out to be cute. That's totally the other opposite end of, Wario. So it's like a counterbalance. Mona is kind of like an adjusted balance of being as wacky but not as much like a counterbalance. But she's a counterbalance, I guess. So there you go. There's the reasons for why she makes sense to get in. I just wasted a couple of minutes talking about like relevancy, popularity, and whatnot. I'm sorry, but that's her reasonings. Like assist trophy, popular, heavily pushed character. Wario is a heavily utilized franchise from Nintendo. And it's getting a new game. It's getting WarioWare Gold on the Switch, or no, the 3DS. I mean, sorry. It should be getting a Switch game anyways. The chances of us getting a WarioWare on the Switch at some point within the next year, the 3 years, is probably very likely. And it's counterbalanced to Wario, not as wacky of a moveset. Second category, moveset ideas. Now, I have played WarioWare games. I haven't played every single one of them, but I have played them, so I know of the character actually. I did a little bit of research, not as much as I had to do for like Neku or Isaac or whatnot, but I kind of looked at different things in her story mode and certain things about her character throughout the different games. So, I just kind of looked at that. She's a witch. So I kind of looked at her assist trophy status and what she did in there versus like the cutscenes. So they kind of can get a hodgepodge moveset for her. Her smash attacks would basically be her magic wand here, her just whacking people and smacking them and stuff like that. Her magic wand actually is a demon type friend called Red. If you actually played the games, she has this little friend, this little demon dude that's called Red. He transforms into her wand. And then maybe there'll be some attacks where he transforms out and will attack people, and then you smack people with the wand, and she could also have him transform into a broom. So some of the attacks would be her wand being turned into a broom, and her smacking people with a broom. So there's basically that. And in terms of her special attacks, she's obviously a witch. She knows how to do dark magic. I think that would be kind of an interesting moveset because we don't really have a witch character in the. We have sorceresses like Zelda and whatnot, but we don't have a witch directly, as far as I know. Besides obviously Bayonetta, but that's a different kind of witch. She's like a traditional old school witch. Bayonetta is like more of a different type of witch. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, but like she uses spell books and she uses her wand, her scepter magic wand thing. She can do magic. She could zap people with magic. She can. I'm going to use the cloud of smoke she does in the assist trophy in 4 because it slows down people. So she shoots out the smoke, which anyone that walks through it will last about maybe 5 to 10 seconds. Maybe you could charge it up. So maybe if you charge it up fully, it will last longer. Like maybe just standardly pressing it will last 3 seconds, 5 seconds medium charge, 8 seconds fully charged, and anyone that walks through it will slow down, so it gives you a chance to get more opportunity to go in there and attack the opponent. And she could basically also, like I said, she can have Red attack. Some of that could be probably in her smash attacks, where she maybe has the scepter, her magic wand, turned back into Red, and Red just moves forward and attacks the opponent. But I'm thinking that might also make sense in specials, maybe more so in specials. Maybe, take it out of smash attacks. Sorry, just take it out of smash attacks, make it just a special thing. She transforms her magic wand back into Red. She sends him forward. He walks forward, smacks him. I think it's a little pitchfork and pitchfork people and attacks people for like 5 seconds. Then he runs back to you, transforms back into your wand. You're back ready to go and attack. So there's that. And then she could also, I would say, like I said with the smash attacks, the broom. like the broom can be smacked with a smash attack, but the special attacks, she gets on the broom and rides, so she could ride upwards, and if there's any opponent above her, she rides right into them, and she hits them, or she rides forward and hits them, kind of thing. So it's like an elevation, vertical, horizontal movement type of thing, where it can be used to evade, it could be used to save herself from falling off the stage, and also could be used for ramming the broom and riding right into her opponents. So there's that too. So before I get to the final smash, let me quickly go over the thing. Smash attacks are her magic wand, which is her buddy, her friend, her partner, her slave, whatever the heck it really is. Red, which is this little demon guy, and she can smack people with her wand, and she can turn it into a broom and smack people with a broom. Her special attacks are her casting magic. She has a magic book. She can pull that out with her wand. She uses a little zapping magic, which will zap you. She can use the magic dark cloud that slows down opponents, which was her assist trophy thing. And she can transform Red back into his normal self and send him forward as a little, like, how Luma is for Rosalina. Luma, you can be used to attack. You can use Luma to attack with Rosalina. So you send him forward, he will go out and he'll attack for a few seconds and come back. And he'll do like that. And then you can transform into a broom to vertically move and horizontally move. And basically, or vertically, sorry, I messed that up. And then you can ride into opponents, and also using the broom to ride it can also be what her saving her from falling off the edge is too. So that's like her safeguard of falling off the edge. Now, in terms of Final Smash, I've seen this be like a major part of a character, and I have seen people reference this before and make like this should be your Final Smash. I have seen people do movesets before back in the day, like during Smash 4. The Venus Flytrap, her plant. She uses a magic spell on this plant, which turns into a Venus Flytrap. It will grab her opponents, chomp them up, and spit them off the stage. There you go. And it's a nice reference to her first appearance, which was WarioWare Touched, which I think was the first DS game, which was her first appearance in the series. So it's a nice reference to her first appearance, which is she tried making this plant into a Venus Flytrap, and if you successfully beat her mini games, she is successful. So Little Shop of Horrors wise makes this giant Venus Flytrap thing. It chomps on the opponents. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Sent flying off the stage. Damage and whatnot. So it's Venus Flytrap. And it's a nice reference to WarioWare Touched as well. And that's it for her moveset. So let's get on to third category. Percentage chance I can see her getting in. And it's possible. I can see it. There's a lot of hints towards her. I think she's one of the characters that are rumored in the rumors for the game. And I could see her getting in. And even without the rumors, it makes sense for her being one of the top choices because her and Mona, alongside maybe like Jimmy T, 9 Volt, 18 Volt, Oberon, Dr. Hjorg, Cricket, Little Cricket, and whatnot, are all fairly relevant characters to the games. But like, if we're not counting Wario, the characters that are probably the most important outside of him are probably Mona, Ashley, with maybe a small hint of Jimmy T. She's one of the most prominent characters in the series. She's very, very possible. But I'm going to give her a 70% chance. She's not guaranteed. She has competition. And in my opinion, Mona is a better choice to represent it. She has the popularity votes. And I gave Mona, if you guys recall, I gave Mona a 75% chance. Because she has competition with Jimmy T, competition with Ashley, competition with 9 Volt and 18 Volt. The entire thing about the freaking WarioWare cast is they're all in competition with each other who is possible to get into Smash Bros. Only a few of them really stand out, which are the three I mentioned, Jimmy T, Mona, and Ashley. But I gave Mona just a little bit more because Mona has been in the series since the beginning. She's been in since the Game Boy Advance game. Ashley came a few games later, and I know Ashley's probably more popular, especially in Japan, which is freaking obvious. Stuff like this is popular in Japan. And she's one of the most popular in worldwide too. She's not popular worldwide, but I think Mona represents more of her series. She has a more varied moveset with all her different occupational jobs she has. She's been in the series longer, and I think she'd be more of a counterpart to Wario. They can go for Ashley. I don't see Ashley as unlikely. I see Ashley like this much off from Mona. Mona's just a smidge higher because she's been in the series longer. But Ashley makes sense too, and that's why I'm giving her a 70% chance. She's very possible. She's just not a guarantee for the next WarioWare rep, if there even is a next WarioWare rep. So there's that. That's it. There you go. 70% chance is Ashley. Her name is Ashley, and don't you forget it. Put it as my character number 56, Ashley from WarioWare. Put in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys like Ashley? Do you want to see her in? Does my reasons make sense? What reasons do you think she deserves to be in and makes sense to be in? What about moveset ideas? Is my moveset good? Would you come up with a better one? Different? 70% chance too high, too low? In the battle of Mona versus Ashley, who do you think makes more sense? And just put it down there. We can discuss and have fun. And that is it for character number 56. And stay tuned when I come back and do another third-party character next time on character number 57, when I dive into the world of Resident Evil with Leon Scott Kennedy. Bye.